Hello, everybody. I think it's morning. No, is it afternoon? So good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're tuning in from. It's Saturday and I'm not supposed to be working. I should be cleaning and, doing like Christmas shopping, but I want to finish this piece of furniture so badly. So, I thought I would do a live showing you how to complete a faux marble top. I poured acrylic paints on this 2 or 3 days ago, and it's been drying. It finally is dry this morning. It took that long for the acrylic to dry, and so today I'm going to go ahead and pour the resin epoxy over this. This is a large dresser top that I removed from a dresser. Now, you don't have to use resin epoxy. In fact, my husband and I took it outside and we put it on the dresser, and he likes this like more flat look, and I'm like, no, I think it needs the resin because it's just going to look more expensive. It's supposed to look like stone or marble, so that's going to, those are going to have that shine to them. And it's got metallic acrylic paint, so I think it'll just look better with epoxy. But you don't have to do epoxy over this type of paint pour. You can sure do just a polyacrylic, like a flat, if you want flat, gloss, satin, polyacrylic, lacquer. You can do any of that over this finish if you want. But I'm going to go with the resin epoxy. So, hi Shelby, how are you? I'm sorry, I'm sticking to the plastic, so it's kind of loud. My feet, I'm barefoot. I probably shouldn't be. I should have some shoes on for this part because it gets very messy. My OCD is kicking in. My paint space is like so messy right now, and it's small. I only have like a 12 foot by 12, maybe 15 by 12 foot space. So anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. It's just so messy. I'm having hold up anxiety this morning. Okay, so here is the resin. I know it's backwards to you guys. This is the resin I like to use. It's just from Hobby Lobby, Michaels. It's called Amazing Clear Coating and Casting Resin. So you can use this to cast or to coat. And today we're coating, okay? You can use it for casting. However, I don't recommend that because it takes like hours for it to set up before you can pull it out of your mold. So I usually use the casting resin that turns white within 10 minutes. That's a whole different video, but this is good for the coating. So this is the 16-ounce kit. So you get 2 bottles in here, A and B parts, which you have to mix together. You can buy smaller or larger, but this is just what Hobby Lobby had. And I actually have, if you can see behind me, I've got several bottles. Some are just half gone. So I need to mix enough to cover this whole area. So that is always my biggest challenge, is like how much paint and epoxy do I need to cover a surface? So a lot of math, and I hate math. There is a calculator online. I just Googled like epoxy calculator. I found it this morning, and you just put in your dimensions of your size. So this is 10 square feet. It's roughly 72 by 20. And you need to account for your sides because you need your paint or epoxy to roll off the side. So you need to measure that as well. So I included that 72 by 20. It wasn't exactly 72. It was more like 70 by 18. And I added a few inches for the sides here. So you put that in the calculator, and it told me, well, it's funny. I found 3 different calculators. One said 30 ounces, one said 40 ounces, and one said 50 ounces. So I was a little like, okay, I would rather just have too much than not enough. I don't want to waste the product because it's not super cheap, but I also would hate to pour it and it not be enough. So I'll admit, I've never done a pour this big. I'm a little nervous. I'm going to go with the 50 and hope it's enough. I know you can recoat. I have had to do that before where it cured, and I think they call them like fish eyes. It just was like little divots. I don't know why. I think there must have been something on the surface and it just didn't take. So anyway, I've had to do a second pour over pieces like that. So you can do that if for some reason it doesn't go right. You can do a second pour right over your first pour. All the instructions are in this kit, so you can read. If you run into a pickle, you usually can find it. The instructions will kind of walk you through what to do. Okay, where was I going with this? So I'm gonna go with 50 ounces. Okay, and then the other thing I want to tell you is I did tape under the piece itself, okay, because the epoxy is going to self-level and flow over the sides, So I don't want the epoxy going like all underneath of it, and then it will start to set up and you'll have just like epoxy all under it. So I do use painter's tape just under the lip there. This was very hard to tape off because it's super curvy, so it's just hard to tape off, but I tried my best. And I will pull that tape once the epoxy, you don't want to wait, you don't want to pull it too soon, but you don't want to pull it too late, otherwise your tape is just stuck there forever. So I come in here periodically. You can't just pour this and leave. You basically should stay home so you can keep checking on it. It varies. I usually pull the tape roughly about 4 to 5 hours, 3 to 5 hours, something like that. I can kind of tell because I'll pull the tape, and if it's like super stringy still, it's not quite ready. So then I kind of wait till it's not so like, it's hard to explain, till it's not just so tacky, but also not so hard that I can't remove the tape. And then of course I have a ton of plastic. Okay, there's plastic all over the floor right now. You want to protect your surfaces, protect yourself. Gloves. There's actually should have a I don't have a mask, but it's pretty smelly as well. So something to protect yourself. And the other thing is resin likes it to be a little warmer, so that's why I'm doing it in the house versus in the garage, because it needs to be somewhere between, I think 70, ideal is 70 to I think 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm pouring it in my house for that reason, because I think it's about 71 in here and about 45 or 50 degrees outside. Can only see you, not the project. Oh shoot. I turned it sideways, Donna. I don't know if that was, maybe I shouldn't have done that. You can't see it at all, like right now? Can you see it if I'm out of the way? Because I can see it on my phone. HVAC tape, metal sticky tape. Hey, Rosie. Oh, good, Rosie's here. I might need help. Rosie is the expert on all things resin, you guys. So you need to go check out her page and her work because it's amazing. Okay, Rosie, so I was just talking about that. I'm going to mix 50 because I found a couple of calculators, but they were all different calculators. And one said 30, one said 40, one said 50. Okay, it's the hutch. No, it's this down here. Let me move the camera. Yes, I'm scared. I'll fully admit I didn't want to go live because I'm like a little nervous. I've never done one this big. So I'm going to go with 50 and just hope to God. I thought you had something small on a table. Oh, no, it's as big. Do you see? Can you guys see this? I'll point the camera down once I get started, but can you see it? I did turn my camera the opposite way, so I don't know the horizontal way. I don't know. I'm hoping, because it's so long, I wanted you to be able to see the whole thing. So yes, Rosie, I don't know how you figure your calculations, so I'm curious, because I just found calculators, and, oh shoot, I forgot to turn off my notifications. Hold on. Let me see if I can do that really quick. Oh, shoot. My phone's been going off all morning. Where is do not disturb? There we go. Okay. You think 50 is good? Okay. Yeah, I'm nervous, but I'm just going to try to keep it contained and not let it roll off the sides too quickly. So here we go. And then, okay, so I taped under the edges. I got plastic all over the floor. I probably should put some shoes on in case I step in it. Rosie, how many times do you step in your resin? I step in it so much. Or paint, like there's still paint all over the floor. Okay, so I've got a bucket, which I recommend you get a nice clean one. This one, I must have accidentally sprayed it at one point with my sprayer, but I cleaned the inside, so the inside's clean. And the way I did it is, denatured alcohol is great, and I don't have it on hand, so I'm just using isopropyl alcohol. So you don't have any oils at all when you're working with resin on your surface, in your mixing containers, or it will react to the epoxy. It won't stick. I always wear shoes. I have my resin paint pour shoes that leave out there. Oh, smart. I need to have some of those. Like some rubber ones. I only have my flip-flops. I don't have any, like, I guess I can put my boots on real quick. So clean out your containers. I just grabbed paper towels and put a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and wiped this out. So make sure there's no oils inside the cup. The instructions say to pour your hardener and your epoxy into 2 separate containers and then mix them into one. Rosie, I don't know if you still do that. It seems like it's a waste of so many containers. I don't do that anymore. I've just been pouring them into one, both A and B parts, and stirring it. So that's what we're gonna do. I know I'm doing a lot of talking, not a lot of showing. I'm trying to figure out where to do this, where you guys can see. I'm gonna bring you old Converse. Oh, smart. Okay, you agree. So you're not doing the whole like 8 million different containers. Yeah, I feel like that was a waste. And it's like, oh, pour A and B into 2 separate containers, and then pour it into one, and then pour it into another one. And I'm like, that is so much work. Okay, I'm carrying you guys over here to my very dirty workspace here. You're going to want to have a heat gun also on hand, or a blowtorch. Rosie, do you use a heat gun to move it around? I think she probably uses a heat gun. That's all I use. You're going to want to heat it up once you pour it here. Okay, so your A and B. A and B. Okay. I'm going to just focus on, doesn't really matter which one. They have to be equal parts though. Can you see? You can see. And a nice level surface, which I don't know how level the surface is. So I'm going to do 50 ounces. That means I'm going to do 25 of part A and 25 of part B to equal the 50. Okay. And Rosie, I love that you're here. I feel like I can just ask you all kinds of questions. Do you ever put yours like in some warm water before you start? I know you're in Texas too, so it's not real super cold. I don't know where you keep I keep the resin in the house, obviously. But I've seen some people, to limit bubbles, they put it in like a container of warm water to kind of heat up the actual bottles, obviously, in a container of warm water to heat it up. That might help too, because you'll get a lot of bubbles, but I mean, you'll pop the bubbles when you use your heat gun anyway. So we need 25. This bottle is 16, so I know I'm going to need another bottle. Scrape sides, yeah. And I do end up changing the stick toward the end. Oh, okay, gotcha. But I might need to go grab another stick then maybe. I only have the one. This is the hardest part, is like getting it all out. It just takes forever to get it all out. Convertible shoes. I'm trying to see all the comments. Okay. This part's really boring. I do need someone to hang on with me because I need someone to time me since my phone is obviously recording. I don't have like a watch. I don't have any way to record. I guess I can go put on the stove real quick. That's the 2 minutes on the stove. Or 3 minutes. Is it 3 minutes, Rosie? You stir it till you don't see the swirls and then add 3 minutes, I think. I'm really trying to get all of this out. It's just going to take a while. I see I'm at 15, so I still got an ounce in here that's just being stubborn. All right. I call it good there, guys, because I'm getting close to 16. Let's try and get all of it out. The other thing is make sure your surface that you're pouring on is oil free. So if you've touched it, you need to wipe it down. I just take again, paper towels with just a little bit of denatured alcohol or the isopropyl alcohol, and I just do a very quick wipe down. You have to be careful because it will, denatured alcohol and alcohol removes paint. So if you you don't want to pour it, of course, over your paint. You just want to wipe it so you're getting off any oils. Okay, we're going to call that good enough because this will take forever. All right, so we got our 15-ish, so I need another, what did I say, 20? I need up to 25, so this part's pretty boring. Oh, thank you, Donna. Let's go shovel a path. Oh, we have snow? We must have snow. Oh my gosh, I hope I have enough. I was just thinking, I think I have another one if I don't. These are like half empty bottles, so I'm just combining them all. And now I'm like, I'm not even to 20 ounces yet. And I only got this other one. So let me see, I may have another kit. didn't even think about that. I just looked at all my bottles and thought, oh, this should be enough. Like, it's hard to get it all out. So this is still part A. Oh, I need to put some gloves on. I'm gonna get really sticky here. Oh no, this should be enough. Oh, it should be pretty close. Oh gosh. It's so close. I think I'm looking. I think I see another kit in my drawer over there. But actually, this might get me right to 25. I get these cups at just Home Depot or Lowe's that have the numbers on the side so you know how much you're pouring. Oh, I'm so close, you guys, but I think I need to open another bottle. I put an Alexa in the garage chicken. Oh, that's smart. I don't even have one of those. I'm really behind the times. I just have my phone. That's it. And a Bluetooth speaker that half the time I don't use either. Oh, I think I got to 25. I'm almost there. So I'm glad I don't have to open another kit. I just have to keep getting it. Might have to just try to get whatever little bit out of here. So I know this part's really boring, guys. It's just, this is the process. You gotta measure it. Then you gotta stir it for a while, and then we get to finally do the pour. Very close. You have 7 gallons? Oh my gosh. But you're probably getting it, are you getting it right from Alumilite? Are they sending it to you? I'm still buying it from Hobby Lobby, and Hobby Lobby doesn't have their 40% off coupon anymore. So that is a bummer. I've been trying to get it from Michael's because they have a 20% off. But now they have this stupid, like, it's a value item, so you can't use your coupons on the value item. Like, really? Okay, I'm so close to 25. Yeah, see, I think that, Judy, I think you're right. Like, if I would have put them in warm water for a little bit, it helps it flow. It's actually coming out pretty good right now. Oh, you can't see that, but it's like a little string of it. But I'm like so close. Like, it's actually right there. I think I can stop. Okay, so now we can pour part B into part A. Again, the instructions will tell you pour part A into 1 cup, pour part B into 1 cup, then pour them into a larger cup together and stir that for like a minute, and then it'll tell you to pour it into a different cup and stir for it. It just wants you to really thoroughly mix it. That's the whole reason for that. But to me, it's just like a waste of containers. So I stopped doing that. Okay, we're definitely at 25. I'm gonna stop. Okay, let's pour our part B. I'm actually closer to 26 now. Okay. All right, so here we go with B. Again, I'm just gonna pour it right in the same container. And apparently now I need to get to 51 ounces. Or 52 ounces. Since I poured a little extra. I wish I would have got spray paint all over the outside. It makes it kind of hard to see. Hello, Gabriella. Thank you for joining from Madrid. Wow. Okay, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I know this part's kind of boring. I thought about doing this like not on the live, but I figure you need to know how to do this part here, right? Hi, Susie. It is so quiet in my house. I'm loving it. My husband took the children Christmas shopping for me, even though they didn't want to go, but they'll be gone. And then I sent them on a furniture delivery. I was like, hey, can you deliver this piece of furniture for me too? Okay. All right. On our last one, I need to kind of get down to eye level here because it's hard to see I got spray paint all over it. Okay, so far, if you just joined, it's not stinky yet, Susie, but I know it will. I mean, maybe I'm just used to it. It does get stinky. As I find it's curing, it gets stinky, but I'm going to close the door. I'm not going to come back in here after I pour it. Although I do check on it. You want to kind of keep an eye on it the first 20, 30 minutes before it sets up. Make sure nothing falls into it. I had a gnat fall into mine the other day when it was setting up. And it must have fell in like maybe an hour after the pour because I was not getting that guy out. He was stuck in there. If I would have tried to pull it out with tweezers, it would have messed up that area because it was already too tacky to pull it out. You have some open work time to manipulate it. Okay, so we're good. We're at 52. Okay, who's got a timer? Or I can run to the kitchen real quick and set my timer. I need 3 minutes. Yeah, I need 3 minutes. So I don't know if anyone can help me out. Otherwise, I'm gonna run to the kitchen real quick. I need 3 minutes. I'm gonna just you're supposed to just start to stir it because you're gonna see some kind of swirls. And then once the swirls kind of disappear, then you need 3 minutes for sure stirring time. So let me run to my kitchen stove and set the 3-minute timer. Which I'm really close to my kitchen, so that's fine. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me go set that timer. The swirls are about gone, so. Okay, let me go set that timer. All right. Oh, thank you, Susie. You're the best. The worst is getting something in it. And you know, I should have a dedicated pair of like tweezers. I've gotten my hair, I don't even know, just little specks of stuff. It's really hard to do this in a super clean area. Obviously, most of us don't have like a clean room, a dust-free room. I try to close my vents also like in this workspace. So when the heat or the air blow kicks in, there's always dust in the air, right? So you're not going to avoid it entirely, but try to. I just shut the door and I try to tell everyone to stay out of that room. Like I said, I come back and check on it. Usually that first half an hour, I just kind of sit here and bite my nails, hoping nothing like falls into it as it's starting to set up. Rosie's still on here. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you have got tweezers? In fact, I don't. I may have to go. I can always clean them, I guess, with some denatured alcohol after the fact. I don't do this enough to have like a good supply of stuff. I mean, tweezers are simple. I should have those. Some shoes, if that's a good idea to have for this type of thing. A ventilator, I need a ventilator. Rosie, do you do this in your garage, or are you doing it in your house? You said you changed out your stick, maybe? I don't know. I'm like scared to waste any of this. I'm like so nervous it's not going to be enough. And I know, Rosie, you said, oh, it's done, Susie? Okay, mine should go off here in a second too. You really can't overly stir it. I'm not too concerned. You just got to at least stir it for that 3 minutes. What was I asking you, Rosie? Shoot, I forgot. There it goes. There's mine. Okay, let me go turn mine off. Oh, Rosie, you said pour it centrally? Normally I pour it like kind of this, like evenly over the surface, but I don't know. I know I can move it around with the blow dryer. All right, let me go turn that off. Scrape off the stick into the bucket. Use the same stick. Okay, gotcha. Scrape my sides. I see what you're saying. Okay, let me go turn that timer off. All right. Okay, let me put another glove on here. Yeah, all right. This is so nerve-wracking for me. I don't know how you do this all the time, Rosie. This is like, because like I'm okay doing stuff that I know I can like fix, but for me, epoxy is like, oh my gosh, if I don't do this right, you gotta like sand all this off. All right, guys, let's see. Okay, can you guys see the project and not just me? I think is that good? Ugh, stupid thing. Keeps moving back down. Because I know the comments kind of get in the way. Is that good there, guys? Okay, someone tell me if it's good. It's good or not. Let me throw on my flip-flops. So blow dryer, tweezers, or not blow dryer, heat gun. Oh, Rosie, that's the thing I was going to ask you. Do you heat it up a little bit while it's still in the container? Or you just wait till you pour it and then heat it up? I just need Rosie here with me. All right, what'd she say? Rosie only lives about... Wait till I pour. Okay. So Rosie's only about what? You're like 4 hours from me. You're near Houston, I believe. So you guys want some really good resin tutorials or advice? Rosie's the one. I don't do this that often. All right, guys. So let's do this. I'm going to put my stick down. I was going to, but maybe not. I'll just hold on to it. I don't have a good place to stick it. And I might need my stick to kind of move it around. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to actually pour it and kind of like, I'm going to try to evenly get it across, and then I'm going to heat it, and I may have to tilt the piece a little bit too. So here we go. I don't want too much on the floor yet. I want to try to make sure I get my surface covered. It is going to fall onto the floor. I know that. It's fine. I just need to make sure it gets evenly coated. I do feel like this is enough so far. I did 50 ounces of paint and it was enough. So, in fact, I actually had a little too much. I'm going to leave some in my bucket just in case I need to pour an edge or something. Okay, so there's not much in there. So, Let's go ahead and grab the heat. Actually, let's grab the heat gun. I'm going to move it just a little bit. This is just warming up the resin. It's going to help it flow. I can't read what you're, hold on, Rosie, let me read what you wrote there. I'm just going to heat it a little bit. Let me read what Rosie use it to. Yeah, that's what I was going to do, Rosie. I thought I would heat it first and then move it around, but yeah, it needs to be moved around a little bit now. So, like she said, I'm going to take my same stick here, and I'm just going to try to kind of move it since it's not fully, it's just so cold. The resin, it still kind of is. So, I wanted to make sure to kind of warm it to just help it move. You've got, Rosie knows, I think you have about 30, 45 minutes, maybe not even that much, kind of open work time to manipulate it, and then you have to leave it alone. So I'm just getting it kind of evenly over the surface here. I'm not focused on my edges yet. I want to get it all over the surface. Some of it's fallen. I can hear it. I'm trying to make sure I don't step in it. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, so now that I have it pretty evenly, I'm going to start to work it towards the edges. Oh my gosh, it does make me nervous that it's not enough. It should be okay. I want it to really coat those edges good. So I'm going to start to push it off. Rosie could be like my one who's answering everyone's questions. She really knows more about this than I do. I just don't do this that often, but I really do enjoy it when I get brave enough to do this. Alright, so here it goes, kind of rolling over the sides. I'm sorry if you guys can't see this really well. I wish I had someone here to man the camera. Now, it's self-level, so just remember that. There might be areas that look like you're scraping off too much, but it will all self-level out, so I'm not concerned. I just need it coated. I think typical thickness when you're doing a pour is 1/8 of an inch. So that's how thick it will be. And you can do thicker pours, you'll just have to do separate, multiple pours to do it thicker or to have it be a little thicker. Yeah, I need to heat it up a little bit more. I'm going to scrape some over these edges, or some that's in my container over these edges that are, I can just tell I'm pulling off a little too much off the top now, so I'm going to take what's left in my bucket. That's why I didn't pour it all on there, and really focus now on these edges. even catch some back into the bucket just so in case I need more of it. Yeah, I think 50 was the way to go because yeah, it's not even fully coated on some of these edges, but I'm gonna keep pulling some off the top here. I need to heat it up a little bit. It's pretty thick right now. So let me start heating it. Just check my other, I'm not too worried about the backside, although I like the backside to be covered. If it's not, I'm not as upset, but I want this front covered for sure. Okay, looks pretty good. I need to go check the back side. All right, let me heat this up a little bit. So you're gonna start to get bubbles, which is normal. Little teeny tiny bubbles. I'm gonna change out my glove real quick. That's why you want the heat gun to kind of pop those bubbles, but be careful not to burn your epoxy or that will affect the curing. So you don't want to leave the heat gun in one spot for too long. Oh my gosh, their canvas lit on fire. I gotta go back and read. Oh my god. You mean during the like curing? It got so, because I know when it gets hot. That is smart. Oh my gosh, I should have a fire extinguisher now. Oh, that's scary. Oh, so I see, I gotta grab some new gloves. I see a spot where this hasn't covered it. I'm sure my backside over here is not fully covered. The bubbles usually start popping up about 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so after the pour. The bubbles really come from like your stirring. If you stir too fast or you pour that resin into the container too fast, it just gets a lot of bubbles. This one wasn't bad actually. Usually I have way more bubbles. So pretty. Oh my gosh, the sparkle, I wish you guys could see it. I'll bring you in closer in just a minute. From the metallic paints, it's so, so pretty. Yeah, I'm glad I did the 50 ounces. I think that was perfect. Let me put on some new gloves here. And where's that stick? Check the back side. So Rosie, when do you pull your tape? You tape, I know you tape under your edges. I was telling them like roughly, this depends, like 3 to 5 hours. I just check it periodically and see if it's still tacky. So the edges, I'm just gonna I've got some on my stick here. I'm just gonna kind of tap along these edges and try to get some onto here. There's just a couple spots that don't have it. It doesn't need to be thick. I just want it coated. Yeah, this whole side over here is not, has no resin on it. check on my edges because that is where I'm most concerned. And sometimes it's hard to see. You gotta get really close and check and see if you've missed any spots. Okay, let me get down to eye level and just look because I know I had a spot, yeah, right up here. You don't need a lot, you just need enough to coat it and it will kind of, like I said, it'll self-level. So really getting down to eye level will allow you to see if you've missed any spots. Or it'll also allow you to really see if there's anything sitting in your epoxy, like a hair, or some piece of dust or dirt. Honestly, I don't mess too much. Like I see a real evident something, I'll pull it out, but I hate to pick at it too much, so I just try to leave it alone. It looks actually really good, and I think we're basically done. I'm just looking for any little kind of areas, especially along these edges, these like beveled edges. It just kind of has a harder time flowing into these spots. So I'm trying to make sure it's dripping all over me, that I got it all covered. I'm gonna heat it one more time. There's a few bubbles popping up. That's pretty, again, that's normal. I'm gonna kind of keep hitting it with the heat gun a little bit as this bubbles pop up. Okay. Oh, looks pretty good. Get you guys in closer. Yes, good question, Susie. So, I mean, yes and no. So my husband put these boards on top of the sawhorses, and then he screwed through the bottom of them, and so the screws just pop up like a fourth of an inch up, and it holds this board so it's not sitting flush onto the wood. Okay, so the screws are allowing just like a little gap so that the epoxy can pour off those sides and not gather. Can you see that gap there? There's a teeny tiny little gap so that the epoxy doesn't gather right there along the wood and the top. That makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know how well he got the screws. Like, I don't think every single screw, because there's 4 of them, are perfectly the same like height. We tried for a fourth of an inch, I believe, ish. It wasn't wobbling. Like when I set it up here, I didn't make sure it wasn't like that it was sitting flush as I could get it to sit, and it's okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on it because I am a little worried. The front right now is kind of hanging over the sawhorses. I wasn't as concerned about the back because it's the back, but the front is hanging a little bit over the sawhorses, so the epoxy wasn't gathering. Yeah, I thought about that too, Susie. I was like, shoot, I gotta make sure that there's a gap. But the front, you can't see it right now, but this side for sure. This side is definitely up further. This side is like hanging over the edge of the sawhorses, so it's not gathering there. So yeah, it's good. I'm looking at it right now just to make sure. Yeah, it should be fine. I may move it a little bit more, but I think it's okay. So the other thing is, like, if there is some epoxy stuck to the bottom of your piece that you missed because you didn't get it taped off properly, which is a challenge with these curvy pieces, you can sand the epoxy down once it's cured. I'll probably flip this over once it's all cured and set. And there's like paint kind of that got splattered under there from the paint pour. Just clean it up. I know you'll never see the bottom of this thing. You will see the edge once I set it back on the dresser, so I'll at least make sure the edge underneath is cleaned up and painted the same color of the dresser, the blue dresser out there. So I will like sand down any nubs of epoxy and just clean it up. So, oh yeah, Amber, this is a huge dresser top. Yeah. I'm not doing canvases anymore. I'm moving on to furniture. Okay, I think it's good. I'm going to hit it with the heat gun. I'm just checking again, make sure got my edges. I am so glad I poured more, because I think I would be in trouble if I would have done the 30 or the 40. I was nervous. I did not want to go live, to be completely honest, because I just wasn't sure if this was going to turn out. But it looks good. Okay, I'm going to hit it with the heat gun again. I'm going to keep changing up. I don't want epoxy all over my heat gun, so I'm just going to take them off again here. And I will bring you guys in closer here in a second, and I'll show you. I'm just going to pop these bubbles. I'm going to get down to eye level and just make sure I got all the bubbles popped. Remember, you don't want to be too crazy with the heat. You can burn your epoxy and it won't cure right. So I can see like a teeny tiny piece of like lint or hair maybe. I am not going to even mess with it, to be honest. It's not color. It's like a piece of lint or something. It doesn't bother me. It's going to have some imperfections, but I think that's okay. It just shows that it's handmade, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys up close here. And I'll keep checking it. You don't want to really use the heat gun after about the first 30-40 minutes or so. Just as those bubbles pop up, I'll hit it if I need be, and then leave it alone. And it should be... I should be able to touch it in about 6-7 hours-ish. The Plus has UV protection, won't yellow like... Oh yeah, I've heard of that one, Rosie. I haven't used it. Does it yellow? Do you worry about yellowing when not using the UV one? Like, are you talking just UV yellowing just from natural sun exposure, or just yellowing over time? Like, I don't know. I haven't used that one, but I want to. I can't find that one in stores. I may have to order it online. Let me go back and read some of your comments. I can bring you in closer too. Oh yeah, 50 was enough. Rosie, I'm glad I used 50. Okay, you guys want to see it closer? Yeah, the warmer the space, the faster it will cure. I've had a few times where something was obvious and it started curing super fast. Oh, so you think you just want it ideal like 75-ish? I mean, it's probably 71 in here. Oh shoot, what did I do to the comments? Sorry guys. Yeah, I don't think you can get this at Home Depot. I think I can only find it at craft stores. All right, guys, let me bring you in closer. Hold on. Here, how to get my camera off of here. Gotta tilt it. Okay, let me flip the camera around. Oh shoot, I'm still on the... Okay, well here it is. Oh my gosh, my heat gun is like, smells like burning plastic. Sorry, I had to check it. Make sure I don't drop my phone. So let me hold it better. Oh, isn't that so pretty? Bring you maybe up higher. I think from this angle, you can really see the shimmer. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? All right, do you guys want to go outside? My garage is a mess, and I can show you the dresser it's going on, because it is done except for just a little bit of finishing touches. So let me take you through my house, and it looks better with the natural sunlight on it, but it's super cloudy and rainy here today. So here is the dresser. Ta-da! It turned out really good. So there's the sides and the little hint. I'm gonna add probably a little bit more gold shimmer to it, but won't that look good with that top? And here's the inside. We did that transfer live. So it turned out really good. It's a soft blue. On the camera it looks maybe a little bit darker. So I think, what do you think? You think that top's gonna look good on there? I already brought it out here and looked, and it was, yeah, it's a wow piece for sure. I kind of want to keep it. So, this is so embarrassing taking you guys through my dirty house. I need to clean. That's on my agenda, and finish so many projects. Okay. I think we're done, guys. I think we are done. I was going to say you should keep it. Who said that? I can't see the comments. I can see the comment, but I can't say who said it. Let me tighten this back up in here. Yeah, I can't keep it because I've got so many pieces. Okay, I can't see the... Oh, there we go. Oh, Rosie said that. I know, Rosie. I would love to keep it. Okay, oh my gosh. Rosie and Susie and all of you, thank you, especially Rosie. She's awesome, you guys. I can't speak enough nice things about her. She's always answering questions. She's like me. I'm sure that we get like a million questions, comments, messages, and we love that. It's a lot sometimes. I'm sure. I know it's a lot, especially when I have a family. I'm on my phone way too much. But she's been a huge help. I was already messaging her asking about how much I should mix and some of her experiences, because she's been doing this a while. So definitely check out her page and her work, because it's amazing. But I'm going to hop off of here. And Susie, you're just a great support system for me. There's a few of you. You guys are always just like my little cheerleaders. So even when I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. So I appreciate it so much. So I'm going to hop off here. I don't think there's anything else I need to cover. Like I said, I'm going to come back in, I'll keep checking on it, make sure no more bubbles pop up and that it's still self-leveling. Pull the tape, sand the bottom, clean it up, put it back on, and hopefully photograph it if this weather ever clears up a little bit. So icky outside to be photographing, and because I need to open my garage and have some decent light in there. So anyway, all right guys, well, happy Saturday, Merry Christmas if I don't see you before then, and thanks again for joining. You guys have a good day.